right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of the Hills of Stanley Park. Gone but not forgotten. Yes, we have been offline essentially for a couple of months actually. I think the last time that we streamed, I think it was on uh, I think it was on December the 23rd, I believe, that we did the stream. So in the last couple of months, this is just a little update. This is, as we've noticed, look at our channel here, this is the most difficult hill to climb, in our opinion, in Stanley Park, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And what we did yesterday, we dusted off the old steed. She's in really rough shape. Have a slow leak on my front tire, and I think after yesterday's ride, I think I've got a slow leak in my back tire now, and she definitely needs a wash, etc. But I've definitely had the mountain bike on mothballs, so to speak, for the last couple of months. A little bit of a break in the weather. It was chilly yesterday, but it was clear. And then I snuck up and went for a ride. I went not my usual way of riding to this hill. I usually access it from the bottom and ride up, but I rode up from the top and rode down, and it's still scary dangerous going down. You got to have the both front and back brakes in full pinch mode because you'll be sliding all over the place. I was doing actually a double tire skid at several points. As you can see, this is just on a loop. We're just going to talk over it, etc. The old path is getting worse and worse and worse. As you can see, there's that gully, aka the rain path, that's really, and I mean really, really, really ravaging the path. As I said, we access it from the top, and we haven't been to. It's been at least a couple of months since we've been to this path, and so there we are. We're starting at the bottom. This super steep welcome home, kill your leg, kill your lungs part here. It's still in good shape because basically that's, I think, maybe maintained by the city or the park, Stanley Park. But as soon as you take a left, everything goes in the garbage bin. If you can look closely, you can see the rain gullies. On the right, there's a huge rain gully. That would be fine if it went straight down, but it seems to mirror the path, which really, it sucks to be quite honest because, and there's more rain damage. You can see the gully that it's carving in the path. The path is narrow enough as it is. We've got the path, and then we've got another cross section of rain gully. And you can see some of the skid mark. That could have been me. I think there was someone who actually went down it. And the rain gully again. And it's only February, what is it? February the 23rd, I think, today. Yeah, February the 23rd today. So I did this February the 22nd. So it's only going to get progressively worse as the months go by because we still have numerous more months of rain here in Vancouver. But I was kind of shocked. I got to go got to stay on the right side here. Just look at it. It's just becoming crap, and the rain gullies is washing everything out. I think the most difficult thing is trying to maneuver on this path. It's a very, very steep gradient, and having to do all these sharp corners, basically when you're at standstill position and stuff, to switching back and forth, it makes it very, very difficult. It's definitely a lung burner also, but technically it's very difficult due to the the natural obstacles. And this rain gully has gotten even worse, and usually you have to go on the left side of that log to manage it, because if you don't, you'll bottom out on with your pedals. But as I said, I learned my lesson. I've only ridden down, I think maybe this is my third or fourth time I've ever ridden down it. As I said, my thing is riding up hills. I like to be challenged by riding up hills. And I don't mean 5 kilometers, small gradient hills. I like short and steep. I want to be able to get up in less than 5 minutes. It's going to be tough, but I like to be challenged in that way. You know, anyone can ride down hills, but it takes a special technique and definitely a better bike than I have to ride up hills, and some good legs and some good maneuverability. So what I did is I was actually lucky enough. One of my the guy that did the second hardest hill, and he filmed with his Apple Watch, my friend John. He lent me his video camera, so I stuck it in my backpack and came up to the top of this, rode down, parked the bike, took out the camcorder, and then walked up it. I was really expecting me, as I seen people walking there, so out of wind and stuff. I rode all the way there, which is probably from a good 3 or 4 kilometers, and it's the long, slow gradient to get up there, one of the hills that I hate. So I was initially bagged when I got up there, breathing heavily, and then I rode down, immediately got off my bike, took out the camera, walked up to the top, and then walked back, and then continued on with my ride. But it really is a shame. You know, this is a really cool path, but Mother Nature's having its way with it. There's nothing, and I don't think they're going to be maintaining this, because this isn't technically, I don't think it's technically a path, because there's never, if it was a maintained path, it would have been gravel and it would have been widened out and it would have weeded the sides and stuff. They've done nothing as that. So this is pretty much just like a rogue trail or a rogue hill up to, as I call it, the stairway to heaven. But that is my little update. As I said, the last couple of months, I've got a very dry throat and I've got some sort of lung infection currently, so it was very difficult riding yesterday. But I did it all for my, how many viewers do we have here? Oh yeah, is that one with 12 zeros behind? Oh no, no, that's just a zero with no one in front of it. Yeah, but as I said, this is just an idea of what the hardest hill in Stanley Park to ride up currently looks like. And it snowed a bit last night. I'm looking. I live out in the burbs, out in Surrey, so I have to put my bike on the bus, get on the SkyTrain, go all the way down to Burrard Street SkyTrain, take off my bike, and then ride down. I ride down the back streets to get to Stanley Park, so it's quite a ordeal for me to get down to Stanley Park, but I did it, and this is a result. It's very, as I said, it's very, very sad. I was very shocked. Like this major wrinkle, I don't remember there being that much of any kind of rainstorm that would have caused that, but it's just getting worse and worse. You've got to click to the side there, and it's, as you can see, it's kind of angled, and you got to remember you're going up a steep gradient, you're not going too quickly, got to have some good balance. And then that little ridge that you got to get up on the left hand side where I'm walking, you've got to ride your bike along that, and you've got to ride it all the way to the end to avoid that chasm in the the path. And shockingly enough, I saw, how many people did I see? I think I must have seen close to over 10. Oh no, no, even more than that. There was clusters of people. I couldn't believe it. Um, I saw two people walking up this path down further down, and another guy coming in. I was just like, what's going on? Why is everyone in this path? And then riding up to the location, I saw numerous people walking. Did I see? I don't think I saw anyone riding their bike except for all the Tour de France wannabes on the road. That's a little bit off topic here. In Stanley Park, there during the China flu days, they designated there's two lanes that basically go circumnavigate around Stanley Park, and they blocked off one of them so the bikers could have their own separated lanes. They don't have to worry about dinging about cars. And now the city of, oh, it's tourism, because tourists do not do that loop because it's brutal going up to Prospect Point. I've never seen a tourist. They're pushing their bikes up. They do not ride it. The only one who do that, as I said, are the 50-year-old guys with their $2,000 bike and their $500 worth of gear, thinking that they're in Tour de France. There's no tourists riding that path. There's a path that goes right around the circumference of Stanley Park for walking, and then basically it gets separated in certain sections, but basically parallel, there's a bike path. That's where the tourists go. They don't want, why, you can't see anything on that path. And as it is full of hills, basically the bike path that goes around the circumference of Stanley Park is flat. But all of the Tour de France wannabes have got it in the ear. Oh, well, the tourists, no. And I've rode that loop probably 100 times in my lifetime, and I've seen maybe five tourists, and they didn't look like when they knew where they were going. They didn't want to be have to go up the super steep hill. So essentially, the reasoning for an additional bike lane, there's no need. There really is no need. As I said, it's all of these 50-year-old guys and their $5,000 bikes, um, going in their little teams and talking and strategizing. Like the loop around Stanley Park is a complete friggin' joke anyhow. There's no difficulty. That small little 500-meter climb to Prospect Point, and then it's downhill for the last half of the ride. So it's like, come on, boys. There's no sections of the Tour de France that's that easy. Um, but yeah, this is unfortunately what's left of the Stairway to Heaven, my personal name for the path in going up the most difficult path trail in Stanley Park. Like I said, I hadn't been out on my bike for a couple of months because of the weather, and so there was no way that I was going to even attempt. Even though I wrote down I was not going to attempt to ride up it. Don't have my bike legs as of yet, but I will definitely um, keep an eye on it whenever I go, because it's such, like I said, it takes me about close to an hour with all the buses, the Sky Train, etc., to get down there. And then when I get down there, it's like a good 3 or 4 kilometer ride to get to this point. So it's a real time consumer for me to do this. But I may, I'm trying to think, when will I go back? It's the end of February, March, April. Maybe start doing heavy cycling again, maybe in April, May. I don't know, the weather here, just like the weather all over the world, has been very wonky as of recently. We've had quite a dry winter here in Vancouver, because in Vancouver it basically rains from like October till May, like no word of a lie. Um, and sometimes it starts in September. So there we get like 2 months, and out of the basically July and August, and out of that section you get maybe about 2 weeks of decent weather. That's that I would classify as summer weather, which is like 23 to 5 degrees Celsius. But it is a shame, as I said, if this uh, path were more convenient, you didn't have to do a little bit of a workout to get there. Because basically, whenever I get there, I'm quite bagged, and then I've got it. I only take maybe less than a 5 minute rest, have some water, stretch out my legs, walk out, and then I attempt to climb it. And I have gotten up to the top of this being this right. We got to get around. This is just a mess. I had trouble actually even walking down this yesterday because when I walked up it was okay, but walking down it because it's steep and looking at the quality of it is just crap. And I didn't know what to expect when I rode down it. I did know from previous experience that to take it real slow. I came in quite hot coming right up from the top here. You see once I get up here, da, 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 right from the turn there, I came in quite hot. I had both front and back brakes cinched, and I ended up going off the path over my handlebars into the bushes. So I've definitely learned to approach it very, 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 very slowly. And if anyone's going to attempt it, I want to caution you to ensure that your brakes are in excellent condition, both front and back. Because if you just have only one brakes, if you only have your back brakes one, it's not going to work for you. This is too steep. Not definitely, I would not advise this for any novice mountain bikers. Although I've lived in Vancouver for many years, I've never made the trip up to Whistler to ride the mountain bike park. I've actually even I know there's some trails over in the North Shore, but I'm not even actually sure where they are. I could probably look them up. But my $350 co-op special, I'm in the co-op Costco special, uh, is not something I would trust on doing any kind of heavy riding. Basically, I know what I'm going to expect here in Stanley. There's no major drop-offs. There's nothing that's going to snap my bike in two. And as I said, the bike that I'm riding, I know there's definitely better designed bikes, at least especially with the gear ratio and probably the frame that would be better suited to steep hill climbing. But you got to do what you got to do when you're broke. I actually had to change headsets. I have an old headset that, what is this, Logitech that I've been using for quite some time. And I think it's the connection that goes into the old 15-year-old Mac that is screwed up because it's very loose, and it's the OBS is not detecting that I have the microphone connected. So I'm using another one. This one's even in worse shape. I use black electrical tape for the top, and then I bought some ear sponge off of Amazon to replace the the uh, the sponge in the earphones. But as I said, I'm a master of being able to, kind of like a MacGyver, I would call myself, finding things around me that I can use to accomplish a goal. And the goal that I'm trying to accomplish is just filming some of the beautiful scenery of the hills of Stanley Park. I'm just going to walk away here real quick. I got to get something to drink. My throat is very, very dry. Back in a second. All right, I'm back. I've got myself my cup of chilled green tea, and hopefully I'll be able to talk with all of the concurrent viewers, the chat rate and the views. Oh, that's right, all zeros. Where's all the 10000000000? Too many people in the chat, viewing, chat rate, etc. It's crazy. I'm gonna get notified from notification from YouTube. Say, hey, bud, Joe Hill, your streams are too popular. You're crashing our servers. Gonna have to start charging you to stream. That could that could very, 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 very well be happening soon, Pluto. Because Twitter did it, Instagram and Facebook are doing it. YouTube, I don't know. They may put um, limits on how much. Um, they may put minutes on how many video you can upload without charging you, because basically right now it's a free for all. They dislike Twitter and especially Facebook, because that's how Facebook makes all their money, is they're harvesting and selling all your personal information. YouTube has ads that basically you're forced to watch, at least in some of them, depending if it's a long one, like a minute one, you had to watch at least 5 seconds. The other ones, there's no place to skip ad. But I can see in the classic, what is the word that I'm looking for? So we'll just give it a very easy one: a drug dealer. Here, boys, you can here have us some free samples and stuff. Oh, I like this stuff. I love this. Oh, and then this is, oh, now you got them all addicted. You know what? You're gonna have to start paying. And that's exactly what Twitter and Meta or Facebook and Instagram and all of them, they're all gonna start charging you money. You wait and see. It's going to happen because they've got everyone addicted. Oh my God, I've got all these videos. I've got all this stuff. It's like, well, they're very greedy. Corporations are built by greed. So they're going to be setting limits. Maybe there's going to be like a blue plan, basic plan for YouTube, intermediate, and then professional, which means the limit, the quality, the length, the quantity of videos you're going to be able to upload and YouTube watch. It's probably going to happen. You heard it here first. But that's something we could really, really, really look out for. I came across something yesterday. It's kind of old news. It's about the Joe Rogan. This is off topic. You can just enjoy this while I banter on. Joe Rogan and Justin Trudeau interview. But it was all done with AI. And Joe Rogan, because you can, I think, in order to mimic or clone voice, you got to have like 1 minute of uninterrupted speaking, and then the AI can mimic, and then you can get the person to say whatever you want. The Joe Rogan's one was spot on. Like seriously, you could not tell that it wasn't Joe Rogan. They've definitely got to adjust the speed because their the AI voice is a little bit too fast than natural voice, but it was spot on. The Justin Trudeau, a little kind of sounded like it was in a well, a little bit distant echoing, and it wasn't because you can't get him. He rarely speaks for a minute without um, uh. Very, very difficult to find anything where he speaks with 1 minute uninterrupted. So the Justin Trudeau one was not all that great, but the Joe Rogan was, could have sworn it was Joe Rogan. As I said, but they've definitely got to watch the speaking speed in the AI because that's what gives it away. They're speaking a little bit too fast. They've got to knock into their code and slow it down a little bit because it had the picture basically like the Joe Rogan experience, split screen Joe Rogan on the left and picture of Trudeau. It was funny. It's all fun right now, but what happens as everything happens? Someone starts to abuse it. Then we're going to get politicians saying that I'm saying some sort of racist comment or sexist comment. No, I didn't say that. Well, look, there's there's audio of you saying it. And before anyone deciphers, looks at the code, oh, well, this is done by AI. People are automatically going to jump the gun. Well, look, he's a racist, he's a sexist, or whatever. It's very, 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 very scary. You got that AI chatbot that basically don't kid yourself. There's nothing original. What is constantly combing the internet for information and just compiles it all. It doesn't have a brain. What is this? Is this taking everything that they've raked through the internet and then just throwing it together? But with that, they can write resumes and poetry and books and cover letters, etc. That is scary for especially teachers, not so much the students. Oh, this, write me a term paper and stuff. But there's going to be some dead giveaways that it's artificial intelligence because the how natural people write is that's something that cannot be mimicked. Just scraping stuff from the internet. But with that and this AI audio, and we've got those deep fake videos, we're in for a real problem. Because all of those people that believe in lizards and the Pizzagate and that Trump won the election and all the other craziness and stuff, if they see some sort of a video on whatever, I don't know what his Truth Network, whatever Trump is pawning right now, that someone says something, oh my God, it's true. Oh my God, look at there he is or there she is. They're saying that. You've got to do your research, people. Any kind of information you read on the internet. What I do is I go to who.is.com, whois.com, and I cut and paste the domain name. That gives you where it's registered. Depending if it's a corporation, large corporation, they will tell you exactly like Google. You can set the Mountain View, blah blah blah. But if it's a smaller person, they're going to privatize it. Everything's going to be hidden. Um, and you've got to look, just do some research. This like currently it's what's being filled on the internet is pro-China and pro-Russia bullshit, which is all fake. So what you got to do is cut and paste, go to who is, see who owns it, see how long that domain has been registered, and then just go to that domain if it's safe and check out to see what kind of articles are actually on that web page. because it's very, 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 very frustrating that people need to have their noses wiped and their asses wiped and told not to touch that hot burner on the stove, because basically the general population isn't that smart. It's true, they're not that smart. A vast majority of the people walking amongst us just don't have the intelligence or the effort or the ability to decipher fact from fiction. So if they see or hear it, oh, oh, I saw it, it's true. I read it, it's true. I heard it, it's true. Where do you hear that? Where do you read it? Where do you see it? Well, Truth Network or Truth Social, whatever. It's, oh, okay. As social media is going to be the death of the human population. Why? Because the youth of today, I don't want to be a job. I don't want to get a job. I want to be a professional YouTuber. I want to make stupid videos and, light myself on fire and put it on YouTube to be famous. Who's going to be building houses, fixing plumbing? Who's going to be doctors and nurses, policemen? No one. The world is slowly starting to crumble, folks. It really is. The youth of today have no motivation to do nothing. They don't even know how to talk on the phone, and they don't even know how to socialize anymore. Especially with the year that they were isolated from their friends and the China flu was going on. There's nothing. They're just constantly texting all of these people. Oh, my friends, they've never even met these people. You can't truly call someone, oh, my pen pal. Yeah, someone you write letters to. This is a long time ago, kids. Pen pal, you find someone across the world and you write them. You never saw them, you never met them, but you wrote them a letter. They told you about your life. They told them about their life. You wrote them about your life. By calling Space Cap 1999 on online a friend, no, because you have no idea who's behind that username. It could be a 60-year-old dude. It could be an 8-year-old kid. You don't know. But as I said, this is I'm basically doing a little bit of ranting and raving here, getting some stuff off my chest because I haven't been streaming in a while. But with the deepfake videos and that the new AI, I guess one of the guys who used to work for Google is commandeering it right now. But it is crazy, crazy, crazy. Because you've seen the deepfake videos, especially I think there was that one that was quite popular when Tom Cruise was supposedly out golfing. They used an actual a look-alike and did a little bit of configuring and stuff like that. But you could have sworn it was him. Could have sworn. And now with this new AI vocals, there's nothing. Except for you've got to look back, you've got to break it down and look at the code. Like dig deep, 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 because YouTube doesn't have that. You've got to really go to the source and go, where was this? Is there any AI code in here? How was this generated? Was it actually filmed and then uploaded? Was it actually a combination of AI video and AI voice? It's not looking good, folks. It really isn't looking good. And I tell all the kids nowadays is, you want to be rich? Pick up a trade. Electricians, plumbers, carpenters, they make $40 or $50 an hour. Lots of overtime and lots of money to make, because there's always going to be need for those trades. As long as we're building, and I can't see any time in the near future that we're not going to be building, those are trades that are always going to be in demand. If you're making $50 an hour. You're working 8 hours a day. That's $400 a day. $400 a day. times 5 days, that's $2,000. Times four, that's $8,000 a month. Pretty. So you're looking at $96,000 a year. That's some pretty nice coin. And all of those YouTubers and TikTokers and stuff, the very, 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 very few that have been able to make any money, they make good money, but the chances of you becoming one of them are slim and nil. So I don't like gambling. I always take the safe way, and the safe way would be to pick up a trade. Be to pick up a trade. What did I do my math right? Let me see here. 5,400. Yeah. So $96,000. And out of all the like, there's literally billions of videos on YouTube. What percentage of those people on YouTube can actually claim they've made $96,000 or more? Like less than 1%. Less than 1%. Because you can't live in your parents' basement forever. The good thing about the trade, you get to go out, you're socializing, which is very good for your mental health. Sitting in your parents' basement with the lights on, eating Doritos and drinking Mountain Dew all day, not only give you diabetes and numerous other health problems, but it will rot your mind. You need to get out and socialize. Not just chatting online, face to face. It's important for mental health. I know a little bit about mental health. I have a degree in psychology, so stimulation and the stimulation watching videos or playing or chatting with people online is not the same kind of stimulation that you get when you're meeting someone in person. So pick up a trade. Pick up a trade. $96,000 a year. With that kind of money, you could buy yourself a house here in Vancouver in like 15 years with a mortgage. Of course, I would strongly discourage anyone from buying a house in Vancouver because the real estate is outrageous, and I think I saw that their property tax, they want to raise the property tax like 10%. Out here in Surrey, I think they wanted 15 or 17% because of the stupid switching the police force from RCMP to the private. I don't know. But so that is my nugget of knowledge for the youth today. Pick up a trade. I know high schools they offer courses, you know. There's actually special high schools you want to. I don't know, I want to be an electrician. You can go into a high school that prepares you for that. Become an apprentice and then you become a journeyman. And then you start making the big bucks. And if you want real security, you get into a city or a major, basically the city or government owned corporations, and you're set for life. You've got crazy benefits, you've got guaranteed income, you've got job security, you've got pension, you've got it all. Unlike the fantasy, oh, I want to be rich and famous. YouTube or Twitch or whatever else, the other streaming and TikTok and all that other crap. There is just so few people. And anyone who likes to go in a little playroom Twitch, the streamers that are partnered and stuff, some of this, they're they're making half of that if they're lucky amount, and they're streaming like 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's all fine and dandy if you're living in your parents' basement and they don't charge you rent, but eventually your parents are going to say, get the hell out, get a job, buy your own place, get an apartment, and that extra double income is where it's going to come in real handy. And I haven't been in the dating scene for a few years, but I don't think women are going to be, oh, what do you do? I'm a Twitch streamer. Yeah, okay, see you later. Twitch, or there's no, except for your PewDiePie or XQC or whatever, there's no one really knows, and anyone who doesn't watch Twitch and or YouTube doesn't know who these people are either. But I think PewDiePie is married. And if they continue to be gamers for 10 years and stuff, 20 years and stuff, they're all going to be blind, because watching a TV or video monitor, your cell phone or anything for extended lengths of time is very, very bad for your eyes. Not to forget about the very healthy diet of Doritos and Mountain Dew. Ooh, ooh. But I digress. I do apologize. We're talking about the pass here in Stanley Park, and this is, as I said, the stairway to heaven, but it's becoming slowly the path from hell. Like, I think that obviously where there's a paved path up there, it's got to be hitting that rock and going down, because there's, why, I just don't understand, where is all this water to even cause that gully at the top. Yeah, so this is, I'm going to talk one more lap here. This is the greeter hill, as I call it, the short, steep, that's going to burn you out when you first try to climb the stairway to heaven. And then you turn left, and a little bit of a breather. It's not flat. You would prefer to be flat or a little bit downhill, but no, they're not going to give you that. And on the right there, there's one rain gully that's been washing away the path. And then the left there, there's more little mini rain gullies there, yeah. And then you got to turn right. Like I said, the rain is just completely ravaging this path. And there it is, the gully to the right. And you got to get up on the left and right shoulder here. And this dip here is something completely new. I do not understand. We haven't gotten that much rain, but wherever this water's coming is just completely trashing this path. If we get another couple of heavy rainstorms here, this path could almost be, and look at this huge gully here. This was not there before. You got to jump over here, go left, and then you got to get up on the right hand side here, kind of like the Indy 500 corner. It's sloped, and then you've got to get over to the lefts, because if not, you're going to bottom out on the gully, and you've got to push it before you can drop it. You've got it, the gully's got any words. You've got to push it all the way to the edge of that piece of wood. If not, you're going to get into the gully and you're not going to be able to pedal. It's just the steepness and the difficulty of this hill is cannot really be represented well, no matter how I videotape it. It is a really, really, really technical, difficult, steep hill to ride up. And as I said, I've never seen anyone ride up it completely non-stop. As I said, I've done it, I think once or twice to the paid part, but after that, and then the paid part, if you look at my channel, there's just another long, steep paid part, because I just completely run out of steam once the rock at the top, and I stop, get off the bike, sit down for a couple of minutes, have a drink of water, then saddle up again, and then continue on, and then keep going until I go back to the bus stop to go home. But it is a very nice little path that I discovered, and but I don't know how much longer it's going to be viable to attempt to ride up it, because it's that right part has gotten even worse. I used to always go on the right part. It's gotten washed out as now the bare roots of the trees and the rocks. Because you got to remember, when you're taking that corner, you're going basically almost standing still. You're not getting a whole ton of speed on this. You're basically going up like an elderly person walking up a hill, very, very, very slow. So any kind of root or rock or dip or stuff, it's very difficult to navigate. I assure you, it's very difficult to navigate. But I think that is it for today's stream. You can follow our Twitter Hills of SP, or our YouTube channel here, our Twitch channel, because we don't do it enough, and we're not gonna. It's such a pain in the ass. Twitch is a pain in the ass to manage. You stream, and then you've got to go back, and you've got to upload, and it's just like, no. I'm good at YouTube, the king of the streaming services. No need for Twitch. But so I do have the Twitch account that I did. I uploaded all my videos and streamed them there. But now, because I didn't upload them and do all the other bullshit they want you to do, it's an empty vessel right now. But everything is still here over at the YouTube channel. Hills of Stanley Park. So check it out. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions about the videos or anything else, leave it a comment below the video. We're almost up at the top here. I made it this point here, and then I came around this. No, just a second, or I got sidetracked here. The next corner, because I heard one of my videos, and one of the videos that I was filming when I was attempting to climb it. I got around the corner there, coming a bunch of people talking and stuff, that had to stop. It was right here, and the people right up at the top there, so I had to stop to ensure that they weren't going to be coming down the path, put my feet down, and then continue on riding. But that is it, folks. Take care. Subscribe, comment, like, and we will catch you next time.